Hey, this is Sasha Evdokov, founder of TradersFly.com and InvestingHelpDesk.com. And in InvestingHelpDesk.com, what I like to do is share with you other questions that people ask me from the stock market and for investing. So today's question, what we have is, how do stocks move during the holidays and how should you trade them? Well, first off, let's take a look at the different types of days to really be concerned about or be interested in when we're talking about holidays. Because when we look at holidays, or when I look at holidays, there's a couple of different things that concern me, which also tie into holidays. So first off, it's important to look at full closing days and half days. Then you also have summertime, which talks about seasonality. Then you have Christmas time, which again is seasonality, more wintertime, holidays and breaks. You'll also have major announcements, which are earnings months. Those also can be certain days and holidays and things to watch that kind of affects the market just like holidays. And then you also have Federal Reserve announcement weeks and things like job reports and other unexpected news as well sometimes. So if you look at the holiday calendar, as far as just closing days are concerned for 2016 and 2017, you can see the New York Stock Exchange right here has these days listed on the screen as the closing days for 2016 and 2017. And then you also have a few that are half days. Okay, so when looking at it, you have certain days like a few days before Thanksgiving, there might be, a half day or something like that where the market closes at 1. And it really does affect trading and volume because there's not a lot of people at the computer screen. They're traveling, they're taking care of other factors within the season because it's seasonality, right? Because it's the holidays. So that's why market hours are shorter. So what happens during these holidays or holiday trading days? Well, people go on vacation. And when they go on vacation, they spend their time with their family and they are away from the computer much longer, which means they trade less or trade lighter. So this creates a few causes in the markets or results in the marketplace. You basically have low liquidity, which means it's a little tougher to get in and out of trades. And that is because there's less people trading. There's less people on the floor. There's less traders actively by the computer. They're on vacation. They're on holiday. They're taking a break. They're spending time with the loved ones. So there's low liquidity. And with low liquidity, it's a little difficult to get in and out of stocks, especially if you're trading stocks that are less liquid, that trade less shares. Okay, if you're trading a very popular company, it's less things to worry about. But with certain other stocks, you might get, if you have low liquidity, you may get some more erratic movements, which we'll talk about in a second. But you'll also get low volatility within stocks. Sometimes you'll get very light movements. Sometimes stocks move around a lot less, which decreases your earning potential. And remember, professionals, they want stocks to move. They want them to move either to the upside or the downside. They don't care which direction they move. But within the market during holidays, sometimes you get low volatility, meaning the market barely moves. It's almost like flatline. So that's one of the other things that may happen. The other thing is you may get erratic market movements where stocks will move completely different in a weird way, which actually may include more volatility, but it's not something you would normally see as there are different traders or less professionals. It could be that the retail traders like mom and pop or just other traders that are not normally there or trading smaller positions are the ones moving the markets because the big traders aren't really there to get in and out of their position. So this creates some weird market movements that could psych you out for the next week. And then once you come back from the holidays, the market moves completely in the other direction. Or you may be very profitable the week or the couple of days where you're on holidays, and then the next week there may be some problems. So again, this can create really erratic behavior. So you have to be extra careful during those holiday trading seasons, days, half days, all that kind of stuff. So how do you trade in these conditions, or what should you watch out for? Well, first thing is stick to safer positions. Be more picky about the trades that you put on, or wait for extra added confirmation signals. The next thing is trade lighter, either less shares or wider or tighter in your option contracts, depending on the type of spreads that you're doing. So trading lighter helps you reduce exposure in the market and lightens your risk, which also you could do by taking profits sooner, which helps you reduce your risk as well in those kinds of conditions. So those are some things that you could do, during holiday times or before going on holiday, which some people will take profits before getting into the holiday because you have longer weekends. Some people stick to safer positions that move around a lot less volatile positions. So those are some things that you really want to pay close attention to. Thanks for joining me in this video. If you'd like to see more questions and answers such as this one, be sure to visit me at investinghelpdesk.com. Now, this was just a taste of how to trade during the holidays. Of course, by being exposed to this, by building experience of trading in the holidays, you'll learn a lot more. It just takes time, but just stay patient, be a little more cautious during the holidays, maybe trade lighter, and stick to more liquid stocks because the volume gets lighter during those holiday seasons or even summertime, and the market moves a little more in an erratic or weird way. Now, if you'd like to stay in touch with me, be sure to get on the newsletter because that's really where I share some freebies. You might get some free books, other training material that isn't even listed on YouTube. So go ahead, click the button right here and get the newsletter and subscribe by entering your email once you get to that page. Now, if you want to try my critical chart service, you could try it absolutely for free. Click this button and it'll take you to a free promotional hidden page. And again, if you're big on YouTube and you want to subscribe on YouTube, then you can also do so by clicking this button here. Thanks for joining me. In the end, remember, there's more to life than money. Go out, do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.